Hello, my name's Jon Sermon. I'm a church leader in the United Kingdom and I travel to Africa most years on mission. Some of you have been watching my videos in the past. You know I started this in the COVID lockdown and called it encouragement videos. Right now I'm about to set off for an extended trip both to a number of venues in the UK where I'll be meeting with churches to talk about my African experiences, but also over the next 3 months I'm going to Zimbabwe, then back home for a while, then to Uganda and on to Kenya. And the theme of all of this is one of mutual encouragement. The charity I mainly work with in Africa is called Romans 1:11 Trust, and it takes its name from when Paul wrote to the church in Rome, the Romans, saying, I long to come and see you to bring you a spiritual blessing. And then he added, but what I mean is that you and I will be mutually encouraged by one another's faith. Over these 3 months, I'm fully expecting that mutual encouragement will be in place. Yes, I will be delivering Bible teaching to ordination students in Zimbabwe. Yes, I will be addressing a conference of church leaders in Zimbabwe. I will be visiting many churches and training bases and church schools in Uganda. And what I will give from my knowledge and experience will hopefully be encouraging to them. But it's now 21 years since I first travelled in Uganda, and I find every single time that however much I may be able to bring to encourage them, the encouragement I receive from them outweighs it for me. And one of the reasons for this is to do with attitudes that are so different. There is a reality, I can put it that strongly because it is real, in our culture and indeed most Western cultures, but including here in the UK, that for all that we speak of financial crisis and the recent rise in inflation has worried a lot of people, rightly so, we nevertheless have a standard of living materially that would look like wealth even at the bottom end of our scale to many people in many African countries. Poverty is relative, isn't it? And our culture has found itself materially well off, and as a result, I suspect, lost sight of reliance on God. And so we have become, for the most part, materially relatively rich, but spiritually poor. And my encouragement comes from the fact that I see people whose standard of living, if you like, looks extremely poor to even those at the lower end of the income spectrum here in the UK. People who are materially very poor, yet I find are spiritually rich. And I think one of the reasons is when you really don't know how you're going to be able to afford somewhere to live. Which again, it's impacting our culture too in different ways. Our mortgage rates going up, our rents going up, shortage of appropriate housing. Or you don't know whether you can feed your family. Or your job, if you've got one, is uncertain, and your self-employed attempt to make a living is a hand-to-mouth existence. This is the norm for so many in Uganda. And when it's like that, it's more difficult to be blasé, to forget our need of God, to forget that we rely on God, our Creator and our Provider. And people who day by day know that need seem to more easily find a flourishing spiritual relationship with God through Jesus Christ. And I'm encouraged every time I see it. Their exuberance in worship gives me a boost to bring back to the UK. In due course, I'll be issuing some of these videos while I'm overseas. And again, when I'm back, and those of you who live quite near will get an opportunity to physically attend a meeting to hear some of the feedback. I pray that that sense of mutual encouragement that I experience with the Africans can also apply to whoever's watching this video. God bless you.